Okay, UFC 182, Jones versus Cormier. Before we get to your thoughts about it though, Imabel, I'd like to let you know that in the United States, to watch an event like this, people have to pay about something like $55, $60, which I think in pesos is about 2,500 roughly. What do you think about that, that they make Americans pay all that money just to watch a UFC event?
Well, I guess we Filipinos in the Philippines are blessed because we get to watch it for free as long as we have cable and access to that channel that airs it.
But you don't have to just have cable. To watch it live, you have to watch it on cable. You have to have cable. So I know a lot of people that watch this channel, they're coming to the Philippines, and a lot of them are also UFC fans, and they want, a lot of people write me and they say, how can I watch the UFC while I'm in the Philippines? Do I go to a sports bar or something like that? It's on free TV. If you want to watch it live, watch it on cable, Bull's channel. But if you don't have cable, you can catch a replay at around 10 o'clock in the evening on Studio 23. And lately they've even been showing them on the main ABS-CBN channel. I'm not sponsored by these channels, but that's how you do it. You just turn on the TV, it's live, it's free. If you have cable, it's live. But if you don't have cable, just watch the replay. No wonder they think Americans are rich when they find out, hey, we get the UFC events for free, but Americans have to pay all this money just to watch an event. maybe that helps contribute to that stereotype. But they show all the UFC events for free in the Philippines, and that includes those Fight Pass ones, those internet-only ones. So if you're coming to the Philippines, seeing the UFC, it's not a problem. And the UFC is actually quite huge here. I think the UFC is probably one of the most popular sports now. I'd say it's replaced boxing in terms of popularity. We even did that video asking people. People here like boxing when it's Manny Pacquiao or a guy from the Philippines, but when it's other guys that are from other countries boxing, they don't care that much. But there's so many huge UFC fans here, and they've brought in a lot of UFC fighters. Now, let's get to the event. Let's just talk about the main event, Jones versus Cormier. And this fight had a lot of hype to it. This is one of the most anticipated UFC fights in some time. And there was a lot of build-up and a lot of trash talk. Personally, I would never want to trash talk if I was in there, because it just puts so much pressure on you. And then if you lose, you end up looking kind of silly. But Imabel, we just watched the fights. I'd like to get your opinion on what you saw. Tell me about what you thought of the fight.
Well, what I saw is very entertaining, I guess, and I was just looking forward to Jones to win because I rooted for him.
Well, I'll say this. I'm a big Jon Jones fan, big DC fan, and I always root for the wrestler, and this time we have two good wrestlers in there, and I think I've rooted for Jon Jones every fight he's had, and I've been very confident that Jon Jones was going to win every time. But this time, I didn't know what was going to happen. I would have given Jones the edge because he's established himself, in my opinion. I think he's not just the best fighter in that division ever, in the light heavyweight division, but I think Jon Jones is the best MMA fighter in the history of the sport. And I know a lot of people will disagree with me, but that's okay. That's my opinion. You can have your opinion too about anything. And so it was a tall order for DC to get in there with them. And to me, the fight pretty much lived up to the hype. I mean, what happened is basically DC came up a little bit short, but it was such a tall order. What the really unknown factor that we had in this fight was DC beat top-level heavyweights before moving down a weight class and had the potential to be a heavyweight champion. And so you got to think, would Jon Jones beat those top-level heavyweights? And even if he would have beaten them, would he have beaten them as dominantly as DC? So what would you like to say about, was the fight, did it live up to your expectations?
Yes, it did, because Jones won. And in fairness to Cormier, I would say that was really a huge amount of effort for him, like what you said, to adjust to the weight class that they fought today. So I guess that's kudos to Cormier for that. And yeah, you have a point. I'm not sure if Jones will defeat the ones that Cormier defeated like that higher weight class, right? But Jones still the champion of that weight class, so
I think Jones cemented himself as the best, and maybe further down the road we'll see these guys fight again sometime. What I'd really like to see though, and it makes you curious, it'd be interesting to see Jones move up to heavyweight and see how he would do. I think he would do really well up there. I'd like to see him fight Kane. It makes you curious now, how would he do to fight Kane, the heavyweight champion? But there's still some good challenges for him coming up in his own weight class, and there's going to be some good UFC events coming up. Silva versus Nick Diaz. What do you think about that fight? Who do you like in that one?
yes, I want to watch it. I'm not sure who to root for yet.
Are you telling me you're a Nick Diaz fan?
I'm not sure. I'll see. I'll let you know later.
As long as you're a Travis Kraft fan.
I guess.
Well, anyways, that's it for this brief analysis. We have lots of other types of content. Make sure you're subscribed and have fun checking out all our other videos.